My name is Paul Kautza. I'm the Director of Education for the Data Warehousing Institute, and we're here at our TDWI World Conference in San Diego in 2012, and I'm joined by Mike Ferguson today. Mike is the Managing Director for Intelligent Business Strategies, which is a UK-based analyst firm. And Mike, you've been teaching with TDWI for a long time. You teach primarily for our Munich conferences and some in the US, but we're coming back to the UK, and we haven't been there for 10 years, and you taught.
Absolutely.
Matter of fact, I think we taught, we were at the same conferences in the UK. We were there 2 years in a row, about 10 years ago.
That's right.
So we're pleased to be coming back to the UK. We're going to be back there September 10th, 11th, and 12th of this year. And you're here at our San Diego conference to teach a class for us, which I think is pretty similar to the one you're going to be teaching in the UK.
It is, yes.
And that is on emerging analytics.
Yes.
And you lay out in that, Mike, kind of 4 different areas that you're talking about. I think they're big data analytics, approaches to analyzing complex data, search and BI, and then maximizing the benefits of social, collaborative, and mobile BI. How do you see those things fitting together? Do you see them kind of more siloed, or do you see them more integrated?
Oh no, more integrated for sure. What I'm seeing is, if you look at big data analytics, then that's very much an advanced analytical environment. And so the kinds of analytical problems we're dealing with there can vary depending upon the characteristics of the data. So if it turns out that that's going to be different data types, then there's complex analytics, and so that feeds into the second of the 4 topics, which is analyzing content and what are the options associated with that. I think certainly the overall aspect of sharing this and the discovery of, in big data analytics, for example, collaboration amongst data scientists is important, but also what they discover in unmodeled data needs to be shared with others so that you can enrich what you already know in a traditional BI environment. And so in that sense, collaboration comes there. With regards to the search and BI, well, there's no question, again, that big data is fueling a resurgence in a way associated with search. Search and BI isn't new. It's been around for 7, 8 years in some of the traditional BI products. But what we're now seeing is that search is getting a new lease of life on top of big data environments. And so once again, that ties in, and of course search indexes can also crawl the traditional data warehousing world as well and bridge the big data and, let's call it, the traditional BI environments, which for most organizations I think is what's on their horizon, which is start out with big data projects and then integrate that into their traditional world.
Yeah, and one of the things that I keep hearing everybody talking about big data and the big data craze, and one of the struggles I have in the theme of this conference is the big data tipping point. Is I still have in the U.S. I'm not sure how it is in the U.K., but I still have a vast number of my attendees, my audience, that are still new to this industry, and they're hearing all this stuff about big data, and they have this feeling that I better go big data, better figure all that stuff out, and not pay quite as much attention to the traditional BI infrastructure that they need. They think they either have to do one or the other, and that's what we're trying to get across at this conference. And I think you, through this process, agree that it is an integration of the
absolutely. It's not one or the other; it's both.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's definitely, I think, the challenge with regards to people who are new to this space is to work out, what kinds of use cases there are for your traditional BI environment. And there's plenty of information out there and here at the conference on that aspect. And I guess the big data side of it introduces another challenge, which is what are the use cases to make use of that technology and where would that apply within your enterprise? And then I think, once you've established that and understood what are the candidate use cases to deploy those technologies to provide business value, the next question beyond that is, is there yet another thing on the horizon, which is what are the use cases to use them both together?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's probably not yet materialized in most organizations. I think just because of the fact that the big data technologies are fairly young, we're still in the kind of sort of first phase of big data deployments. But no question that when this thing starts to grow up a little bit into teenager stage, we will definitely see people looking at perhaps use cases that they haven't been able to do before. I mean, big data has definitely opened up use cases that they couldn't do before already. But there's another wave coming behind that, which is how do I exploit multiple analytical platforms to solve business problems? And I think I think the future there is pretty exciting, which is we've added a new piece to the puzzle, and now once we've got that bedded down, I think it's then going to be, okay, how do we exploit the full power of what we've now got?
Yeah, and I think it is. I think the times ahead of us are very exciting with all the different products, all the different pieces that are coming about with big data and with the analytics around that. So we will be in London September 10th, 11th, and 12th, and it's going to be a TDWI symposium model. So it'll be 3 different tracks over 3 days. So we'll have 3 days of more of the BI essentials for the people that are trying to get their teams together and get their feet on the ground with how to get started, how to get moving. We've got 3 days on dimensional modeling with I think the last half of that day will be Lawrence Core, who's also from the UK area, doing agile dimensional modeling. Right. And then our third one will have 3 days of analytics, 2 days of TDWI analytics and your advanced analytics class. Right. And you will also be around helping us out with any panel discussions and pieces that we have. So we hope to see you in London. And if you want more information about TDWI, please go to tdwi.org. And Mike, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
I'm Paul Kautza for TDWI. Thank you very much.